Nobody saw it coming. A man once working construction jobs under the blazing California sun now lives like a king behind the gates of a $1 million mansion. But here's the thing: the most shocking part of Lupillo Rivera's story isn't his wealth. It's what's been hidden behind it. Because the life Lupillo shows you online, the cars, the fame, the success, is only half the story. The other half is darker, riskier, and way more complicated than you think. So let me ask you, what would you give up for a life of pure luxury? Would you trade family for fortune? Peace for power? Fame for freedom? Today we're diving deep into the untold truth behind the millions of Lupillo Rivera. And trust me, you won't believe how he spends his fortune, or what he's trying to hide with it. But before we get there, let's rewind. Before the Grammys, before the reality shows, before the world knew his name, Lupillo Rivera was just another teenager in Long Beach, California. The son of immigrants. A kid trying to make it. His father, Pedro Rivera, crossed the border from Jalisco with nothing but hustle. He started a small record label called Cintas Aquario, and from there built a mini empire. But no one expected his son, the rebellious one, to become the face of a new generation of regional Mexican music. And Lupillo didn't just want success, he wanted respect. On his own terms. While others were chasing pop stardom, he stayed grounded in corridos, banda, and norteño. His sound was raw, gritty, real, and people connected with it. Because behind every lyric, there was pain, struggle, survival. But fame came at a price. You see, Lupillo didn't just carry the weight of his career, he carried the Rivera legacy. And after the tragic death of his sister, the legendary Jenny Rivera, that pressure doubled. Suddenly he wasn't just making music. He was protecting a name, a memory, a dynasty. And to do that, he built a fortress. A nearly $500,000 estate tucked away in Temecula, California, sitting on 3 acres of private land. It's not just a home. It's a sanctuary. A fortress built out of silence, bricks, and secrets. Inside, 5 bedrooms, over 5 bathrooms, a gourmet kitchen with custom granite counters and twin islands, a recording studio, a gym, a personal auto shop filled with tools, and in the middle of it all, Lupillo Rivera, the man, the myth, the father. Because despite everything, the spotlight, the scandals, the shows, there's one thing that truly drives him: his kids. After months inside a reality show where alliances broke, tempers exploded, and reputations shattered, Lupillo walked out with $50,000 and a smile. But he didn't go back to partying. He went back home. To cook for his kids. To sit at a round dining table for 6. To turn on the fireplace, watch TV, and just breathe. But don't get it twisted. He's not some mellow family guy. Not entirely. Because when the cameras are off, Lupillo has another obsession, one that eats up millions of his fortune. Cars. We're talking about vintage beasts and modern monsters. Sports cars. Classic muscle. Trucks so massive, they look like something out of a military convoy. At one point, he owned 18 different vehicles. 18. That includes a 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air convertible, one of his personal favorites. A gorgeous throwback with a 4.6-liter engine and up to 283 horsepower. And that's just one car. His personal garage is equipped with lifts to stack and store more. Next to it, a private gym so he can work out surrounded by horsepower and chrome. And just steps away, a fully functional recording studio, where some of his biggest hits were born. Lupillo built a world where everything he loves is within reach. His family, his music, his machines. So again, I ask you, what would you trade for a life like that? Would you trade public opinion? Friends? Privacy? Because here's the thing, not everything in Lupillo's life is what it seems. And the higher he climbs, the more rumors start to swirl. How much is he really worth? Is it true his fortune is estimated at $12.5 million, nearly 250 million pesos? What's he really doing with all that money? And is his mansion just a home or a hideout? Because those close to him say he's different now. More guarded, more intense. As if he's building walls not just around his home, but around his life. And what about the legacy of Jenny Rivera? The whispers say he's carrying more than grief. That there are truths still buried. Stories that haven't been told. Connections that go way deeper than fans realize. Let me know in the comments, do you think fame comes with too high a price? Would you take the millions if it meant losing everything else? Smash that like button if this story is already blowing your mind, because what I'm about to reveal next will change how you see Lupillo forever. In the next chapter, we go even deeper. What really happened inside La Casa de los Famosos? Who did he trust? Who betrayed him? And what secrets slipped through the cracks when no one was watching? Subscribe, stay tuned, and don't blink because this story is just getting started. Lupillo Rivera didn't just collect cars, he collected stories. Wild ones. Ones that include revenge, fame, heartbreak, and even Tupac Shakur. Because somewhere in Southern California, hidden behind giant garage doors, sits one of the most unpredictable car collections in Latin music history. But here's the twist, each car isn't just a machine, it's a confession. Let's start with something insane. One of his vehicles was once named the biggest commercial truck in the world. The International CXT, a beast. Valued at $135,000. But Lupillo didn't buy it to tow anything. He bought it for one reason only, to piss off his neighbor. And not just any neighbor. This man hated Mexicans. So what did Lupillo do? He parked the biggest truck on earth right in front of his house. That wasn't just a flex. That was war. But that's child's play compared to what's next. Inside his garage was a Cadillac once owned by Tupac Shakur. Yes, that Tupac. Imagine owning a car driven by one of the most influential and controversial rappers in history, a man who died in a hail of bullets in Vegas. That car wasn't just worth money. It was soaked in legacy and shadows. Lupillo never said what he paid for it. But when he sold it, he made 3 times his investment. What would you do with a car that once belonged to a ghost? And that's not even the craziest story. His collection includes a 1957 classic worth over 100 grand, a 68 Camaro, a Mini Cooper, a BMW, a Hummer H3, a Mercedes-Benz, and a limited edition Bentley, one of only 4 on Earth. But the part that really reveals who Lupillo is, what he did with a Ferrari. He bought it, just because he could. But his mother, yes, his mother got worried. She was terrified he'd crash. So, in a moment that no one saw coming, he gave it away. Just like that. On a live radio show. Who gives away a Ferrari? But this isn't just about horsepower and headlines. It's about a man torn between adrenaline and emotion, between luxury and loyalty, between public glory and private chaos. And that chaos, you'll find it all in his love life. Because if you think his garage was wild, wait until you hear about the women. It started with Maria Gorola, his first love, the mother of his 4 daughters. They were together for 15 years, but you've probably never seen her. She's invisible to the public eye. Low-key. Silent. A ghost in his story, but an essential one. Even after their breakup, she stayed close to his family. Who does that? Lupillo has always spoken fondly of their daughters. The bond is strong. Unbreakable. But that calm didn't last. Because then came the storm. Mayeli Alonso. They met in Chihuahua. She was just a fan at a concert. He was a superstar. And just like that, their connection was explosive. But there was a problem, or maybe more than one. Mayeli claims Lupillo was already separated from Maria when they got together. But in 27, Maria showed up at his house and physically confronted her. Can you imagine that scene? One woman dropping off her kids, another woman standing in the same doorway, and the man in the middle? Still, Lupillo and Mayeli kept going. They had a daughter in 24, got married in a lavish ceremony in 26, had a son in 2008, and then, boom. In 2018, it all crumbled. Infidelity rumors tore everything apart. Over a decade of marriage gone in smoke. Was she unfaithful? Was he? The truth might still be hidden behind closed doors. And just when the public thought Lupillo was done with love, he meets her. Belinda. The pop princess of Mexico. The one whose name alone can trend worldwide. It happened during La Voz Mexico. They were coaches. They sang together. Amor de los dos. But what ignited wasn't just a duet. It was a wildfire of speculation. They never confirmed the romance. But then Lupillo did something no one could ignore. He tattooed her face on his arm. A life-sized portrait of a woman he maybe or maybe not dated. Who does that? Months later, it ended. Quietly. But not without scars. Literal ones. He eventually covered the tattoo with a massive black smear, as if trying to erase the past in one bold stroke. A symbol of pain, regret, or both. And you? Would you ever tattoo someone's face on your body? For love? For clout? For heartbreak? Let us know in the comments. We need to hear your thoughts on this one. And don't forget to smash that like button if you're still here. Because what's coming next is even crazier. After Belinda came Giselle Soto, a makeup artist, 20 years younger. They met through Lupillo's sister, Rosie. And things moved fast. Too fast. In May 2021, at his father's funeral, Lupillo walked up to Giselle's mom and asked for her daughter's hand. He didn't have a ring, so he borrowed a bill from his aunt, folded it into a ring right there, and proposed on the spot. Let that sink in. In the middle of mourning, he created a proposal with a piece of cash. And Giselle said yes. The two later confirmed they were married. It felt like a new beginning. But the happiness didn't last. By May 2023, it was over. Another failed chapter. Another love lost. And just when we thought Belinda was finally out of the picture, she came back with words. During a live stream, Belinda went viral saying she didn't need any man to live the life she wanted. She was successful, powerful, and self-made. No boyfriend necessary, she said. Social media exploded. Some thought she was shading Nodal. Others pointed at Lupillo. And just days later, he appeared on live TV. They showed him the clip. His reaction? A nervous laugh, then dead silence. He was clearly caught off guard. Frozen. The hosts pressed him. Is it true? Did she ever rely on you for her lifestyle? He didn't answer. But his face said everything. So here's a question for you. Was Belinda sending a message? And if so, to who? Tell us in the comments. Don't hold back. Because Lupillo's life has been anything but boring. From Ferraris given away to tattoos regretted, to million-dollar trucks used as weapons of petty revenge. And yet there's something deeper here. A man chasing meaning in chaos. A soul searching for love in the rearview mirror. But trust me, what's about to happen next will change the way you see him forever. Don't go anywhere. And just like that, he celebrated her downfall like it was his greatest victory. While Ariadna was wiping away tears, Lupillo Rivera was smiling. Triumphant. Loud. Unapologetic. He didn't flinch. Didn't hesitate. He clapped as she walked away, as if her exit was part of his master plan. But ask yourself this, what kind of man cheers when a woman falls? And more importantly, why did millions of people keep watching? Because something about him, about this whole situation felt too real to ignore. Fans were divided. Some called him manipulative. Others said he was a victim of production tricks. And a few still clung to the idea that it was all just good TV. But what happened inside that house? It left a scar, not just on the people living there, but on us, the viewers. Because when a man crosses the line from passion to possession, we feel it. Deep down, we know. And just when the chaos seemed to die down, the unthinkable happened. He might be coming back. But not for redemption. Not to say sorry. He's coming back for the money. Sources say Lupillo is asking for over 1.2 million pesos per week to return to La Casa de los Famosos, all stars. Over 1 million per week. Let that sink in. What's the real price of public hate? What's the cost of carrying that much controversy into a show that feeds off drama? Apparently, that's the number. And he's not coming quietly. Lupillo has conditions. Big ones. He wants full control over how he's edited. He wants guarantees that his words won't be twisted, that his image won't be weaponized. But in a house where the cameras never stop rolling, can anyone really control the narrative? Oh, and it gets even juicier. Because he wouldn't be alone. Guess who might be joining him? Alfredo Adame. Yeah, him. The same man Lupillo clashed with in season 4. The screaming matches. The threats. The stare-downs that felt like someone might throw a punch. If both of them walk through that door again, we're not just watching reality TV. We're watching a ticking time bomb. 2 explosive personalities. 1 house. And an audience that can't look away. So what's really happening here? Is this a redemption arc for Lupillo? Or just a high-price strategy to boost ratings? Maybe both. Because Lupillo doesn't just play the game, he rewrites the rules. He knows exactly how far he can push the edge without falling off. And that's what makes him terrifying and fascinating. But here's the question that no one dares to ask out loud. Who is Lupillo Rivera, really? Is he the father who raises his daughter with love and teaches her values? Or the man who burns bridges with jealousy, lashes out on national TV, and celebrates when a woman walks out crushed? Maybe he's both. And maybe that's why we can't stop watching him. Because in Lupillo, we see a reflection of something deeper. The battle between pride and vulnerability. Between strength and fear. He's not just a character in a show. He's a storm in a man's body. And now, he wants back in. So I'll ask you this, do you think Lupillo deserves a second chance? Or should he be locked out for good? Let me know in the comments, I want to hear your truth. If this story grabbed you, hit that like button. And tag someone who still remembers the chaos from that season. And if you're into raw stories, real emotion, and drama that makes you question everything, then don't you dare scroll away. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell. Because the next chapter, it's going to be even darker. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. See you in the next one.